Hi, this is Johnny. This is the image 128 that I'm working on that have both Mr. Bun's vertical image 901 plus extra stuff. So it went from a 32 gig to a 128 gig. Plus it have all the track mode information ready for you. So when you go track mode, you could do that. But the reason I haven't released it because I have to test each game, and I reconfigured the GPIO setup, which I added the keyboard escape, and now my button with this image do not work anymore. So I plug in another stick, which is USB stick, and also same time this one. Also, same time, I just remember somebody in YouTube asked me how did I change the RetroArch to look the way it look. It's pretty easy. Also, I'm watching Ninja Turtle. It's on Paramount. Yeah. It's free to watch if you have Paramount, and I have a subscription with Paramount. So I haven't watched it. It's kind of weird. Is one thing I didn't like about the Ninja Turtle. I don't mind they have a different April, you know. But the problem is they start off with this movie where they are thief. They actually go to people's grocery store and steal food from people. Where the old Ninja Turtle, they don't do that. They are justice. They work for money. You know, they disguise themselves and work, and they make money to buy pizza. They don't go steal stuff. And I can't believe that this new movie, they start off with them stealing food, going on cutting holes and stealing food, grocery, from the local store. So right there is kind of like, really? You want people the Ninja Turtle to be a hero, but yet they are thief also? I mean, what's the difference between them and the bad guy? So anyway, I couldn't believe it. I'm glad I didn't go see in the theater because I was disappointed that the storyline, how they made them like that, you know. Anyway, go back to this. Okay, so my select and start button, the two select and it doesn't work no more because I changed the button. So I have to use the button here. I believe it's these two button. I forgot which two. I think this two. Oh, I have to go into the game. Sorry. Now I also find out that there's something wrong with my bezel. So I'm gonna fix I'm gonna show you. I have to go to each one and fix this, and plus also show you how I did the color change. So this video is to show you why this image is not ready, and I have to go one by one to test it. So the first one right there is wrong. The bezel is messed up. Okay, so I have to go into the program. So with the USB controller, I press the select and Y, and that's how I set it up. All right, so let's see. Now I have to go to I always go to on-screen overlay. Okay, and that's how I do the screen. So I press A and display. Then I realized that I have this thing turned on. Overlay scale is on, need to be off. So that way you could see the bezel from the bottom and top. I turn it on. I don't know why I turn it on, but it need to be off. Okay, and that way it will be like that. And then this part you could. Okay, maybe that's the reason. Okay. All right, so now we have to do the override. Okay, so I want to override I want to save it for not just the game, but also for the console. So I want all the game. So that means I have to do individual for some of the game because now they're all gonna show Bunk 3. I should have picked a game that is not Bunk 3. Okay, because I don't want to go each one and fix the screen with the bezel. So let's go ahead and save it for now. and then I have to go back and go to individual game that I set up for this thing. See, that's how much time that I have to put in to make it work. Okay, so the controller, I'm gonna fix the controller later because I want to show the guy was asking me how do I change the screen. So press B, and we're gonna go to the setting, go to the video. Am I going too fast? Sorry. Okay, so what I did is I pressed B, and once you see the quick menu, that's when this is like the very end of the left side of the screen option. When you go back quick, this is what you see when you first go in. Okay, so you're gonna press B to get out, to go to the left screen, and then here you're gonna go to the setting, press A. In here they have a user interface. Okay, so press A. All right, so what I do is I go to appearance, appearance. In here, this is where you change the color and how make this thing look like this. Okay, so let me see if I could change it back. The original, this is on. You see the dot. When it's off, you don't see the dotted line. Let me bring it closer. When it is on, you see a whole bunch of dots. And when this is off, okay, this one always on. And this one, it was on before. So you see a dot and the thickness. See that? So I turn this one off, and then this one off. Okay, so you got nice smooth without the checkerboard line. Okay, all right, and then you go to the menu, auto scale that you did that along. Here's the one where you put the classic color, so you could choose different color you want. Okay, so this one I just happen to choose blue. You could choose any color you want. And then yeah, that's one. Some of them is like that, so you could choose the one you like, and just go through the list and see which one you like, and then just save it. They even have the background change, and then I'm gonna try to go back to the blue one. Okay, this is orange and blue. And then you could also make it, you could even make the background have like background animation. You could turn the background animation on. You see the snow, and you could choose like snow light, snow heavy, rain, kind of circle around dot, and then space where the things flying, or you could just turn it off. Okay, so you could make those things happen. And then here is like a thumbnail. Now if you are using the RetroArch as a front end instead of emulation station as a front end, you could turn those on, which I did, and then you have to choose a different thing to make it to able to see it. But I turned it on, but I didn't turn the other feature on. Okay, then you could turn to B. And to save this, you just have to go to, I always go to the other one, press B again. There's two places you could do to make this save. Is you press B, you could go to configuration and save the current new configuration. Now, this does not always work. That I find out does not always work, and I can't really see it because, oh, it's right there in the bottom. Save the new current. Oh, it did save it. So that's one way to save it. Is sometimes if it doesn't work, then you have to go to the other option what I was telling you about. All right, now let's fix the controller. It won't let me go to the menu option. So let's go to controller. And I don't know why it doesn't work, so I need to fix that. So you could also, after all that thing is done, you could go to the override option, on screen, and override. Okay, it's not here, override is not here. Sometimes very confusing. You can, okay, input. I want to go input. And then this is where I find the, I think I find the controller. Yeah, controller, port number 1. Okay, my hotkey. Let's fix my hotkey. I wanted to go to menu. So it's supposed to be down and select. So I'm going to choose insert. I want to select and Y. They don't have an option. Oh, my start and select is to exit out, but I want to go to the menu. It doesn't have a menu option. It have hold star for 2 seconds, hold select for 2 seconds, or down plus select. And I don't want it down and select. That's why it's not working. Okay, instead of using the one called the menu toggle, which it give you, I'm gonna use a menu toggle from pushing the button. So I'm gonna press A, and it's gonna ask me which two. Let me try again. A. It didn't work. It didn't let me press 2 buttons at the same time. See, controller, you could select, do start and select to quit the game, but I want to go to the menu and I can't do it. So I guess you do down and select. Okay, that will work, I guess. All right, let's just press B, get out here. And B again. Now, if you want to go to the main thing, like here, override, that's where you will say save the game or save the court. So let's save the court, make sure everything is same, and then you could just quit. Okay, so let's try a different game that is not bunk, so I can make sure that they all have the same. Now they're all gonna come up with the bunk 3, with the bezel. Now since it's vertically, the bezel is more like a marquee, okay? But we're still gonna call it bezel because it's supposed to be a bezel. So now all the bezel is gonna have bunk 3, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna go press down and select. Let's see, this is my down arrow, and this is my select. Let's see if this will work now. Yeah, so I get this screen now. So it does work. It's just that I didn't remember which button I'm supposed to use. So now I want to change all this to bunk 3, and the way you do it is this image now have all the overlay, and so you want to go to on-screen overlay, press A, and instead of bunk 3, we're going to change all of them to the same as let me see. We got Bunk Avenger, so I have to fix Air Bump, Bunk 3, Bunk Avenger, Bunk Events. And for Turbo 16, I'm just going to use Turbo 16. Oh, I don't want to use that one. I don't want to use that one. Does not look good. How about this one, CD? Okay, that's the CD one. Don't want to use that either. So I'm going to go out the parents and go grab it from Turbo 16. Let's see if it's in here. Okay. Air Bump, Bunk Avenger. I don't have a regular bunk. Did I accidentally override it? Okay, go out of parents. Go to the parents again. I'm gonna go to the main one. So the main one is the main console that I created. So I'm going to go to pc.config. Okay, this is the main one. This is the one I want. All right. So I have 2 folders. One is console. Let me just go in. I have 2 console. Those are directory, mean those are directory. Mean there's more stuff inside. Okay, those are the folder, the directory, those 2. Okay, and then those are the one CFG. Now you cannot see the PNG, but because the CFG inside is pointing to a file called PCE.png. Okay, so I have to edit those files to point to the image. That's why it's a lot of work. If you create one for each AV game, is going to take a long time. Now Mr. Burn did that with the arcade game, the 900 game. He created the bezel for AV games, which is real cool, for Raspberry Pi 4. I did not do it because it didn't work, so I just make the main one. It's easier to make a one for, at least you don't have a black spot. You have a bezel for top and bottom per game. Alright, so once that is done, you're gonna press B, and I want to save it for all the game. So I'm gonna go to Overwise, and I'm gonna save it for all the console. So all the chords and location, and also the game. Okay. So all the game now with PC Engine would look like that. So PC Engine is pretty much fixed. But then I have to do 4 game that is not. So I have to do 4 game that I have, which is Bunk 3 and Bunk Adventure. And to do those, you just have to save per game, not per console, per chords, per emulator. Okay, so this one is Bunk 3 because I also save it per game. So this one is good. So I'm good with that. So press select and down. Oop, I don't need to do select and down, sorry. I need to select and start. Select and start to get out the game. Okay. I need to do Bunk Adventure. Bunk Events. Let's see if Bunk Events still kept the same. If Bunk Events is not, oh, Bunk Events still good. So I'm saved. So I'm good. So I'm gonna go out the game, and then Bunk Events. My R is Asian doesn't have the R sound, so we pronounce the R with an L. So this one is good too. All right. And then the air bunk. Air zone. So start with an A. One thing about trackball is you cannot do select and start to pick the alphabet. You pretty much have to scroll up and down to find it. So it's the alien, we got A-I-R. Okay, air zone. Let's see if air zone is fine. Yep, air zone is good. So all those game is good. So to test the game out, press insert coin, player 1. Found another problem. The game does, oh, because it's using this one. I have to unplug that one because right now I think my button, my ABC button is not working. Let me unplug the USB port. I don't need it no more. Okay, let's get out of the game. Let me go back in. Let me go use a different game because I want to make sure that that different game is using the correct. So this one is not ready to say save because right now my button is not working. Okay, see, after I unplug the USB, it's working. So it is weird. Okay, I need to figure out which. This one I have to like reconfigure it to make sure which button. Okay. Okay, so paddle up and button 1 is the correct button for the pinball. So yeah, this one is working good. Yep. Last time I have it reversed. I have to like try to figure it out. Alright, so that's good. So Alien Pinball is good. There's a Japanese and an English version. That's why there's 2 versions here. So this one is done. And that's how I change the screen. So hopefully this helped let you know what I need to do for each game. Oop. And I think in the back, you're supposed to go to the track mode. Let me see if I could. Yeah, no. I still don't have the track mode set up where you can go. Cannot go to the back. Oh shoot, went back in. I have to fix the one more button that I did not fix. To get to the, let's see if the demon work. I cannot assume that it worked. Just make sure. Just because one of them worked doesn't mean, yeah, both of them is working out good. So both pinball is working correctly. So that's good. Yeah, last thing you want to do is you don't know much about Raspberry Pi and then Johnny try to help and then give you an image that the button does not work and you're like, what? You know. Okay. You can pause it and let's get out. Okay. What I'm trying to figure out is how to get to there's one button that's not set up correctly. So I have to plug in the USB port again and fix the track mode, because track mode, there's a button that you push that gets you to the track mode and I don't know which one. It's just a single push button and I don't know which button is that. It's not a combination button. Oh, that's great. I don't have a track mode. I have to plug in a keyboard and try to figure out which one is the track mode. Because if you don't have a track mode, you can't go in and add your own game. Because, alright. Let's use the keyboard. Because the USB port doesn't have anything mapped to track mode. And I believe it's either escape or tab. Let's get out of this. Okay, try tab. Are you serious? Which one is the track mode? Maybe I have to reboot it and use the keyboard again and see which one is supposed to be, because it's not working right now. Like I thought, I was correct. In order for get this track for the keyboard to work, I have to reboot it because there was too many. It doesn't know what I plug in, like a USB. I was plugging the USB controller and then I was plugging, so it confused the system. So now, if it doesn't work, I have to fix it. So now I'm gonna press tab, and that's how I get in here. But I need to figure out what we need to do to make this work, so that you could get to this screen. So whenever you want to change the background, the way it look, you just go to display, okay? And this is where you go. For example, if you want arcade look different, you go to arcade, and then you go to, right now it's set to robots, robot spin Johnny Lou. So you could change it anything you want. And let me show you all the different options. We got all this now that you could pick from. So you could, pick, don't pick vertical. Vertical is going to swap your screen vertically, okay? So don't pick those. Those are only for horizontal game. And I think this is the original one called Nevo. When you first boot up, this is what it looked like. Let me show you what it looked. This is what I used to. But let me go ahead and fix the controller so we could get in here without using the keyboard. All right. So let's see. To exit out, you just press escape. But how do you get to the menu? Let's see. To return, press select. To exit out, you press escape or button 1. Okay, let's see which one is the menu button. Okay, tab. So we have to use a different button to get to here. Let's see if we can use the back button. So you still need to put the tag button back. So press A. Okay. We're gonna add another button. So we're gonna go add a button. We're gonna use the back button, the second button in the back. Oh, I didn't do it fast enough. Okay, go back again, do add button, A, and add an input, press it. Are you sure? This will override the existing mapping. Yes. So what did I use? I used the Joy-Con. So there's an up and a button 0. That's how you get to this thing. But did it not work? Because I don't see it. I'm gonna press the A and then I'll press, where's my second button in the back? A, second button. Okay. I guess it worked, I don't know. To configure, either tab, escape, or joystick up plus A, Alright, let's try again. Let's exit out, press B, press B. Alright, let's look at the arcade, the one I just changed. This is not, this is the flavor. The arcade, oh, I don't know why this truck, the ball always come out. This Neo Geo, Genesis, Vector, Super Nintendo, Genesis. Okay, this is what it came with when you first burn the image. This is what it looked like. Okay, you select and then there's a screen in the back. You can make the word fade out so when the video come out you won't see, you're able to see the video. You could set that up as well. Okay, so let's see if I could press, it said press up is one button or down button 1. I just started the game, I think. Yeah, I just started the game. Let's see if I press the back button by itself. Okay, back button. So if I press the back button, I could change, I should go back now. So that is fixed. So that way, now let me change the arcade back to retro spinner. Press A first and then you could change it. So okay, change that, press B. I don't want this one. This one is kind of, let me see if I could get back. I'm just curious, is that just start the game? Yeah, I'm curious is, Okay, this is to get out the mode. Okay, so button 2 in the back, it take you to this. Okay, so now it is correct. Button 2 is the one to take me to here. All right, so now I need to change the video. Oh, I picked the wrong one. I don't know why this one is number 2. All right, I'll pick Johnny, first one. Okay, press B, press B. Okay, so if I go to arcade now, it should have the one that I like. There you go. Okay. So yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff to. So that's the reason I make the image, because it's too much things you have to learn to understand all this. And so that's the reason I say, if you don't understand and there's no image out there for you, it's not for the beginner. It's for people who know more about Raspberry Pi in order to do this. And since now you have an image for Pi 3, you could do all this. I mean, just burn it and then the button should work now. All right, so that was a question the guy was asking about, how you change the RetroArch, the color, and that's how you do it. And then I just fixed the PC engine, and I need to go one by one and make sure I don't have any problem with Genesis and all that stuff. And once this image is ready, I will release this 128 gig. The reason this one is better than the one I first gave you, it have Mr. Bun image, plus it also have the, let me go to the, I think I have two programs that run the same thing. So if I boot to the emulation station, which is the glitch image, you will have the glitch image there too. The only two things I still can't get it working is because of the coin sound and the HDMI output. Okay, but I think Raspberry Pi 4 shouldn't have that problem, but we will test it as well. So this one will have glitch image. So the emulate station look exactly the same as the one that from Glenn. So that's one thing different between this one and the one that I 32 gig. The 32 gig image is Mr. Bun's image. The 901, nothing's changed. It's just that the GPI button is mapped to this machine now, and all the game as well. But this one, you have the standard emulation, and then you also have the track mode, so you could switch back and forward. All right, that's pretty much it. I'll let you know once this is done. Later.